Mexico has surpassed China as America's top trading partner, signaling a changing dynamic within the global economy. The shift reflects the increasing tensions and deteriorating relations between Washington and Beijing.
For years, China has been a big player in the world of trade, forging formidable alliances with numerous countries.
China uses trade as a way to outweigh various regional tensions politically.
With its impressive manufacturing capabilities, massive consumer base, cheap labor, and streamlined supply chains, China is the go-to partner for nations far and wide.
Made in China used to be meaning cheap when I grew up. Now made in China usually means affordable.
From electronics to textiles to machinery, China's exports are everywhere, even in one of China's biggest rivals, the United States. Although China and the United States have their periods of rivalry and cooperation, they are both well aware of their interdependence. China supplies a plethora of goods to the US market, with American companies heavily relying on Chinese manufacturing. However, in recent years, one country has been making headlines as it emerges as a potential contender to replace China as a major player in the global economy.
For decades, China reigned supreme as America's top trading partner, but the year 2023 saw a historic change,
signaling a changing dynamic within the global economy.
But there has been one big winner.
Mexico. And one of the primary reasons for this shift is geopolitical tension.
Are you concerned at all about the growing belligerence between China and the U.S.?
I think that should be a concern for everyone.
In the most recent incident, U.S. Indo-Pacific Command says a Chinese warship came within 150 yards of an American destroyer above the Taiwan Strait.
As tensions between the United States and China continue to escalate, the U.S. has been actively seeking alternative trading partners to reduce its dependence on Chinese exports. This has created an opportunity for Mexico to increase its exports to the U.S. and position itself as a more favorable trading partner.
It's not just about the trade relationship between Mexico and the U.S., but it's also about the manufacturing partnerships. There's a deal that shows that anywhere between 70 to 75% of products that are or parts manufactured in the U.S. taken into Mexico in the assembly line have no tariffs on them.
Reports show that the decline in Chinese exports to the U.S. has been notable, with U.S. purchases of Chinese products dropping by 20% in 2023 compared to the previous year. In contrast, Mexico exported $475.6 billion worth of products, which is a 4.6% increase in its exports to the US. This shift has propelled Mexico to the top position as the leading exporter to the US, displacing China for the first time in over 2 decades.
For the first time in 20 years, China is no longer the main seller of goods to the United States.
And the first thing responsible for this is the escalating rivalry between the US and China. The ongoing trade war between the two countries has led the US to actively diversify its suppliers, reducing its reliance on Chinese imports, and seeking to bolster trade with countries that are perceived to be more aligned with its interests. But in the past, the relationship between the United States and China was quite different. When China joined the World Trade Organization in 2002, the United States began importing more and more products from China, and it led to China becoming the factory of the world. At that time, the arrangement benefited both countries. American consumers enjoyed lower prices on a wide range of products, while China experienced significant economic growth, with its economy expanding by double digits for several years. However, everything changed when Donald Trump became president. Despite an initial positive reception in China, a trade war erupted in 2018. The US government accused China of violating global trade rules, leading to both countries imposing taxes on each other's products. This conflict extended beyond trade to include competition in the tech sector. The concept of decoupling started as both countries sought to separate their supply chains and technological sectors. As a result of these developments, the average US tax on Chinese imports currently stands at 19.3%, slightly lower than China's average tax on US imports at 21.2%. These figures are significantly higher than the average tax levied on imports among World Trade Organization members, which is 9%. In contrast, the average US tax on Mexican goods is only 0.2%. The unfortunate reality is that it is unlikely that these taxes decrease significantly, regardless of the outcome of the 2024 2024 presidential election in the United States. The reason being that former President Trump has threatened to impose taxes of up to 60% on Chinese imports, while President Biden is only considering new taxes on specific Chinese products such as electric cars, certain semiconductors, and components for solar energy systems. The United States, Mexico, and Canada Agreement, USMCA for short, on the other hand, gives Mexico duty-free access to the North American market. As a result of this, Mexico is a desirable site for businesses wishing to lower their overall production costs and avoid import taxes. But is this rivalry the only reason for this sudden shift? No. Aside from the obvious rivalry, the COVID pandemic also played a significant role in reshaping the dynamics of global trade.
Economists attribute this decline to pandemic-related disruptions and changing consumer behavior.
The outbreak of the pandemic in 2020 brought everything to a standstill, even the US-China trade war. As the world went into lockdown and the first vaccines were rolled out in 2021, Americans found themselves adapting to a new lifestyle, including remote work. This led to a surge in purchases of Chinese-made products such as computers, office supplies, large television screens, toys, and gym equipment. This eventually led to the disruption of supply chains and the exorbitant rise in shipping costs, which eventually exposed the vulnerabilities of relying on distant global supply chains. It was so bad that Shanghai shipping costs skyrocketed to 6 times its pre-COVID levels in February 2022. This shift gave rise to the trends of nearshoring in trade and investment, as companies sought to reduce their reliance on distant suppliers from way away. None of the countries withdrew their taxes on each other, and the data from 2023 indicates a return to the trend seen during the Trump era. As a result of this, numerous companies have relocated their production from China to other countries like Vietnam and Mexico. In 2022, Hisense opened a $260 million plant in Mexico to manufacture refrigerators and other appliances for the North American market. Similarly, Chinese automobile companies Jack Motors and SAIC Motor have either launched or announced plans to build assembly plants in Mexico. Mexico is reaping the benefits big time and gradually becoming the top choice for several countries, including the US. This shift in trade dynamics is surprising not because it happened, but because it took 30 years after the signing of the 1994 NAFTA agreement for Mexico to emerge as a leading trade partner.
I'd also like to welcome here the representatives from Mexico and Canada and tell them they are, in fact, welcome here. They are our partners in the future that we are trying to make together.
This transformation can be attributed to the changing economic landscape in not only Mexico but China as well. Over the past decade, China has experienced remarkable economic growth, propelling the nation to the forefront of global manufacturing. However, this rapid expansion has come with a significant increase in labor costs, rendering manufacturing in China less cost-effective than it once was. This trend is especially evident in the electronics manufacturing sector, where skilled labor is essential but comes at a higher price. In contrast, Mexico has positioned itself as a viable alternative for manufacturers seeking to optimize their operational costs. The country boasts a robust manufacturing sector with a long-standing history of producing electronics. Notably, labor costs in Mexico are considerably lower than in China, making it an attractive option for companies looking to reduce expenses without compromising on quality. Moreover, Mexico is home to a large and skilled workforce, further enhancing its appeal as a manufacturing destination. Additionally, Mexico's proximity to the United States offers a logistical advantage for manufacturers serving the North American market. This strategic location enables streamlined supply chain operations and facilitates efficient access to one of the world's largest consumer markets. As a result, many companies are increasingly turning their attention to Mexico as a prime location for their manufacturing activities. But let's not just credit China's missteps for this shift. Has Mexico actually done anything to make this trade takeover possible? The Mexican government has been making moves to attract foreign investment in the manufacturing sector. They've rolled out tax incentives, invested in infrastructure, and taken steps to improve the overall business environment. Meanwhile, over in China, the government has been showing more love to domestic companies, making it tougher for foreign businesses to thrive. One of the main concerns surrounding Mexico's emergence in global trade is whether the country has the necessary infrastructure to handle the demands of international commerce.
Mexico might face infrastructure and logistics hurdles to handle the increased demand.
From water supply to electricity and road safety, there are valid questions about Mexico's readiness to fully capitalize on this opportunity. Let's face it, Mexico isn't without its flaws. When it comes to corruption, Mexico ranks 128th out of 180 countries on the Corruption Perception Index. And in terms of ease of doing business, it sits at a modest 60th out of 190 ranked countries. These are areas that will need some serious attention if Mexico wants to compete on the global stage. And then there's the issue of seaports. While Mexico may be a coastal country, it lacks a presence in the top 50 busiest seaports in the world. Its largest port, Manzanillo, is outpaced nearly 6 times over by the likes of Los Angeles and New York. It's clear that Mexico has some catching up to do in this department. Navigating Mexico's diverse terrain is no walk in the park. From the jagged Sierra Madre ranges to the parched deserts in the north and the dense forestry in the south, getting around the country is no easy feat. Despite these challenges, there is a shift in perception. There is a growing belief among companies in Mexico that they have the capacity to grow and thrive in this new trade landscape. This shift in sentiment is significant and reflects the country's determination to fill the void left by other global players. Mexico boasts natural advantages and offers greater stability compared to emerging markets in Eastern Europe. This positions the country as an attractive option for companies looking to diversify their manufacturing and trade operations. However, it's important to acknowledge that Mexico's relationship with its northern neighbor, the United States, can be complex.
Thousands of migrants intent on reaching the United States spent Christmas walking toward the U.S.-Mexico border.
Most of these migrants are risking their lives, of course, making this journey. They say they're coming for a better life.
What's wrong with them?
That was Mexico's President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. He was reacting to calls by some U.S. Republicans to send the U.S. military to shut down drug labs in Mexico.
Issues such as undocumented migration and substance trafficking have been sources of tension between the two countries.
On day one of my new administration, I will seal the border, stop the invasion, and send Joe Biden's illegal aliens back home.
The downstream effects of crime in Mexico are a source of worry for the United States and other trading partners.
The judicial system does not work in Mexico, and there is complete impunity and also corruption.
Addressing these issues will be crucial in ensuring that Mexico can fully realize its potential as a key player in the global trade landscape. So, how is China handling this new twist? Chinese companies are getting creative to stay in the game. One tactic they've adopted is transshipment, shipping Chinese goods to Mexico and then sending them off to the United States to dodge those pesky taxes. This maneuver is being closely monitored under the NAFTA treaties, but the latest data on the influx of Chinese containers heading to Mexico, an outrageous 28% surge in the past year, suggests that transshipment may be more widespread than we think. If this is the case, China might still be holding the title of the main US trading partner. Chinese companies also have another trick up their sleeves, investing directly in Mexico to produce goods for export to the US market. Historically, the United States has been responsible for roughly half of all foreign direct investment flowing into Mexico, with a good chunk of that going into the manufacturing sector. On the flip side, China has only accounted for a measly 1% of all foreign direct investment into Mexico. However, rumblings from various sources hint that Chinese investment in Mexico has skyrocketed since 2018, focusing on products destined for the US market such as electronics, cars, home appliances, and services. Despite this buzz, overall foreign direct investment figures for Mexico have yet to reflect this surge. If China is indeed pumping money into Mexican investments to avoid fees and sell to the United States, this could spell trouble with the US government. But the real problem China is struggling with here is the rise in Chinese wages due to their rapid GDP growth, making their exports less competitive. Recent stats reveal that the average monthly wage in Chinese manufacturing has shot up to $840 compared to a modest $480 in Mexico. Another report highlights the average hourly wages at $6.50 for China and $4.82 for Mexico, while the United States sits comfortably at around $1.25 per hour. Mexico's wage moderation seems to have positioned it as a lower wage manufacturer compared to China, boosting its competitiveness. So as Mexico steps into the spotlight, all eyes are on how it will navigate these challenges and capitalize on the opportunities at hand. It's a new era in global trade, and Mexico is ready to make its mark.